Hi students, welcome to English for All channel. Today we are going to discuss about one of the important grammar topics, that is question tags. Generally we come across with this particular topic in competitive examinations, even in degree level, intermediate level, even in 10th class level also. It is one of the grammar topics and it is very important also. Here understanding this topic is also undoubtedly very easy, but the thing is that we need to follow some rules and regulations. Here I am going to explain you some rules and regulations. Let me explain you what is question tag. Look at one example. He is clever, isn't he? I wrote one sentence here. He is clever and isn't he? He is clever is a statement. He is clever is a statement. That is a sentence, in fact, in a positive manner. Isn't he? This particular one is attached to this particular statement. So this particular isn't he is a tag attached to this statement. So question tag means very simple. At the end of a statement, at the end of a sentence, if at all we pose a question, if at all we ask a question, then automatically the end one will become a question tag. And here, as I already mentioned, some rules and regulations are there. Before observing rules and regulations, let me explain you. Generally, we use question tags in conversations and in letter writing. But in examinations, of course, we need to face, because we need to get marks in the examination. Okay, look at some rules and regulations. Very easy rules we have. The first one is, if the statement is positive, our answer should be, our question tag should be negative. If a statement, imagine a positive statement, it takes a negative tag, very simple. If the statement is positive, our question tag should be negative. For example, they are playing, aren't they, we need to use, because here are is there. They are playing, aren't they, we need to use. Take one more example. She is writing exam. She is writing exam. Here this is a positive statement. She is writing an exam. So we need to take a negative tag to this one. Is there in a positive manner. So we need to convert that one into a negative manner. Isn't she? Okay. Like this, we need to practice number of examples. Practicing number of examples will undoubtedly give you exposure towards writing, getting authoritative or question tags and all. But concepts are very important. You need to understand concepts very slowly. He is clever, isn't he, is the statement tag attached to this one. Look at the second example. You are writing exam. You are writing exam. Aren't you? Because here are is there. So it is very simple that a positive statement takes a negative tag. Look at the second point. A negative statement takes positive tag. A negative statement, if the sentence is, if the statement is negative, our question tag should be positive. They are not poor. It's a negative statement. Negative sentence this is. They are not poor. Are not is there. So we need to use are they. That's it. Positive tag we need to attach to this negative statement. She will not accept. She will not accept. Will she? If she cannot accept is there, can she? If she had not accept is there. Whatever we find in the statement, if it is positive, negative statement we need to give, negative question tag we need to give. If it is negative statement, we need to give positive question tag. Very simple. And look at the third point also. In fact, based on these 2 points only we are going to get number of what we call questions in the examination. So these 2 points are very important. Look at the third point. In fact, third point also undoubtedly based on first and second points only, but it is a little bit, it requires some grammatical knowledge, especially tenses knowledge. Look at this one. We use don't and doesn't. Don't sometimes or doesn't sometimes in simple present tense sentences. If the statement is a simple present tense statement, automatically we need to either use don't or doesn't. And if the statement contains past, simple past, automatically we need to use did not in that particular statement. They like sweets. So far is there, we use is not. Are is there, we used are not. If are not is there, we used are. If will not is there, we used will. So far we don't find any difficulty. Now look at here. Here nothing is there. There is no auxiliary verb here. If auxiliary verb is there, is not in the form of is not, we use is. If auxiliary verb is there in the form of are not, we use are in the question tag. If auxiliary verb is there in the form of has not, we use. So, but here we are unable to find any auxiliary verb. Nothing is present here. So at this moment, generally we find this particular problem in simple present and simple past. So if you want to get authority over simple past and simple present, you better go through with one more video. I am giving a link in the description. Better go through with that video so that you will understand why we are using don't, doesn't and did not. Why we use? Because that is very important, that why we have to use only don't at that particular situation, and why we need to use only doesn't at that moment, and why we need to use did not in some of the context. If you understand that particular what we call get authority over that particular topic, you need to go through with that video. So I am giving this link in the description. They like sweets. It's a simple present tense statement. They like sweets. Don't they? She follows rules. She follows rules. It's a simple present tense sentence. She follows rules. Doesn't she? Why we are using don't here, why we are using doesn't here, you are going to understand. As I already mentioned, you need to go through with one link which is given in the description, so that you will understand why we are using don't here, why we are using doesn't here, and why we are going to use did not in the third sentence. He completed homework. He completed homework. Didn't he? So we understood that a positive statement takes negative tag and negative statement takes positive tag. This is also based on first and second topics only. Now look at the fourth rule. Let us takes shall we in the tag. If a sentence starts with let us, in fact let us is a let means allow, we generally pronounce it as let's. Let us is there. Let us takes shall we in the tag. Always a sentence or a statement starts with let's, certainly takes shall we only in the tag. Let's play chess. Shall we? Let's understand this problem. Shall we? Like this, whenever you come across with any of the statements which starts with let's, we need to use only shall we. Very clear. Now we are moving forward to fifth rule. Look at the fifth point. Always we need to use only pronouns. We need to use only pronouns in question tags. We are not supposed to use proper nouns. Look at one example. Ravi is intelligent. Don't say isn't Ravi. Ravi is intelligent, but you are not supposed to say isn't Ravi. We have to say only, we have to use only pronoun of Ravi, that is isn't he. Look at one more example. Students are intelligent. Students are innocent. Students are innocent. Of course, we need to, it is a positive statement, we have to use a negative tag. That is mandatory. That is a fixed one. Students are innocent, but here instead of aren't students, we need to use aren't they. So always we need to use only pronouns instead of proper nouns. Okay, look at this next sixth point. Use aren't I. If you want to add amn't I to a particular statement, we have to use only aren't I at that particular moment. So this is an exception. In fact, it is an exceptional one and it is an irregular form. So we have to remember this particular point, and we need to practice 3 or 4 examples or 4 or 5 examples. Look at one example. I am happy. It is a positive statement. Of course, we need to give negative tag. I am happy. We generally think that we tend to give answer like amn't I, but in grammar amn't I is omitted. So instead of amn't I, what we need to use, aren't I. So you have to use to a positive statement negative question tag only, but instead of amn't I, we have to use aren't I. It is an exception. It is an exception compared to the remaining points and all. And look at this one. But I am not happy. It is a negative statement. We have to use only positive tag. Am I is correct. You are not supposed to write RI. So exception is only at when the statement is positive. When the statement is positive with I, like I am happy, I am safe, I am clever, like this. At that moment, instead of amn't I, we have to use aren't I. That is only an exceptional one, and it is an irregular form. We have to just remember this one with the help of writing number of examples. Look at the 7th point. We need to use it whenever a statement starts with this or that. If a statement has this or that at the beginning of that particular statement, we have to use it only. Look at the example. This is your house. This is your house. You are not supposed to say isn't this. You have to say only isn't it. Isn't it? Look at the next one. That is open. That is open. Here that is mentioned at the beginning of a statement. It is a positive statement, so we have to use only negative tag. But whenever there is a sentence starting with this or that, we have to use only it in the tag. That is open. Isn't it? Look at the 8th point. A positive imperative statement. A positive imperative statement takes will you or won't you in the tag, whereas a negative imperative statement certainly takes, always it takes only positive tag. Look at one example. Stop there. It is an imperative sentence. Stop there. You may use either will you or won't you. Nothing will happen. You can use either positive tag or negative tag. Wait here. Wait here. Will you or won't you? You can use either. Don't learn bad habits. It is a imperative statement, but it is in negative way. If a statement is an imperative one, if it is a negative one, we have to use only positive question tag. Don't learn bad habits. Don't learn bad habits. Will you? So if a negative imperative statement is there, we have to use only positive tag. Look at the 9th point. Use they in a question tag. You need to use only they in a question tag when the sentence includes these or those. If a sentence starts with these or those, we have to use only they in the question tag. Look at this one. These are your books. These are your books. It is a positive statement. These are your books. So we need to give negative question tag. These are your books. Aren't they? Aren't they? That's it. We need to use they when a statement starts with these or even those. Those are not useful. Those are not useful. It is a sentence. It is a negative sentence. So we need to use only positive tag. Of course, when a statement starts with these or those, we have to use only they in the tag. Those are not useful. Those are not useful. Are they? So like this we have to use. And look at the 10th point. 10th rule. Use there in a question tag when the statement starts with there. We need to use there in a question tag if the statement starts with there. If a sentence starts with there in the question tag, we need to use there only. There is a lot of work. There is a lot of work. Here it is a positive statement, so we need to use a negative tag, but we need to use there only in the tag. There is a lot of work. Isn't there? There is a lot of work. So we need to use negative tag, and we need to use directly there only here. There is a lot of work. Isn't there? There are gaps. There are gaps. It is a positive statement. There are gaps. Aren't they? Aren't there? Aren't there? Like this, if a statement starts with there, question tag also takes there in the tag. Of course, positive statement takes negative and negative statement takes positive. Now forwarding to 11th point. Use did not in a question tag when the sentence includes used to as a main verb. Used to as a main verb. If the sentence contains used to as a main verb, automatically we need to use did not as a question tag. I used to play chess. I used to play chess. Didn't I? She used to sing songs. Didn't she? So here you need to understand what exactly is the meaning of these particular sentences. If at all this sentence includes used to as a main verb. I already made a video based on this particular used to topic. In the description I am going to give you link. So if you watch that video, you will understand the main usage of used to and what exactly the meaning of this particular sentence. So look at the next point. Each, everyone, everybody, no one, nobody, someone, somebody, okay, none. All these sentences are in fact singular only. All these words, they take only singular verb. But for the purpose of tag, we have to mention plural verb and also plural pronoun. In fact, they are singular only. In fact, they are singular. Whenever we use a sentence, everyone is going, we have to say is only there. No one is participating in this match, we have to say like this only. But for the purpose of tag, we have to treat them as plural, and we need to give plural verb, we need to give plural assisting verb, and also plural what we call pronoun. Look at the example. Everyone has come. In fact, everyone has come, it is a singular one, so we are using only has here. Everyone has come. Haven't they, we have to use, we are not supposed to use hasn't he or hasn't she. Though we have what we call has in the statement, we are not supposed to use has there. We have to treat it as plural one, and we have to take only plural assisting verb, and also we have to mention plural pronoun. And everyone can speak English, can't they? Of course, if the statement is positive, our answer should be, our question tag should be negative. If the statement is positive, our question tag is negative, that you already know. If the statement is negative, our answer should be positive. The rule is same. But here we need to understand, everyone is singular. In fact, it takes only singular verb in the statement, but in question tag we need to use plural verb, and also we need to use plural pronoun. Everyone is writing, aren't they, we have to mention. We are not supposed to use is there, we have to take aren't. But the level of what we call these question tags is low at 10th level, or even intermediate level at degree level. But if you go to competitive examinations like Staff Selection Commission, SSA, CGL and CHSL, and banking exams and all, at that moment we need to use all these things. Look at the 13th point. Look at the 13th point. The question tag is always made in accordance with the main part of the sentence. So we need to take only, we need to consider only main part of the sentence. Look at, I think he is right. One example is there. With the help of the example, we are going to understand this particular rule. I think he is right. I think he is right. Here two statements are there, but to the main statement only, to the main part of the sentence only, we need to give importance. To that only question tag, we need to give question tag to that one only. I think he is right. He is right is the main part, so we need to give question tag like isn't he. He is right, we need to consider it, he is right is the statement, and we need to give question tag to that one. This is a positive sentence, and we need to give negative tag to that one, isn't he. Here I think is not important. Here I think is there now, that is not important. Hence we need to consider I think as not the important statement in that particular sentence. So we need to give importance only to he is right, and we need to give question tag to that one only. And look at one more example. I know they are not happy. I know they are not happy. Which one is important statement in this particular sentence? This particular one is the important one, so we should not give importance to I know, and we have to give importance only to they are not happy. So whenever we come across with these type of statements, we should not get confused. We need to understand what is the main part of the sentence, and we need to give question tag to that one only. I know they are not happy, so are they is the question tag. Because this is a negative statement, we need to give only positive question tag to that one. Look at this one, 14th one. Some words are negative in meaning. Some words, they are in fact semi-negative, but for the purpose of tag we treat them as completely negative. Seldom, rarely, scarcely, barely. These words are negative words, hence they take only positive tag. He is seldom absent. He is seldom absent. Looks like it is a positive statement, and generally we tend to give negative tag to this one, but in fact this is a negative sentence because of this word seldom. This particular word seldom is a negative word, so automatically the total sentence becomes negative. So we have to give positive tag. He is seldom absent. Is he and not isn't he. We are not supposed to write isn't he. And look at this one. Rarely she goes to temple. Whenever we come across with a statement like she goes to temple, we think that it is a positive statement, but in fact it is not positive because of rarely, because of the word rarely, scarcely, seldom, barely. Automatically this total sentence becomes a negative sentence. When rarely is there in the sentence, automatically we need to consider that sentence as negative sentence. We have to give only positive tag like does she. And look at the last point, no one, none, never. In fact, they are negative words. Whenever we come across with a word, no one, either none or nobody, automatically the total sentence becomes a negative sentence. We need to give only positive tag to that particular statement. None of them attended looks like a positive statement, but in fact it is a negative one because of none. None of them attended the meeting. Did they? Automatically the sentence is a negative sentence because of none. Again, we should not use negative question tag there. If for a negative statement we have to give only positive tag. This is a negative statement because of none. Look at next one, no one came. No one came, it is a negative statement, so we have to give only positive tag like did they. I hope you understood what are question tags, rules and regulations, and try to understand. These many rules and regulations are not what we call useful to 10th class students. If they go through with all this, they'll get authority over it. In future, they'll certainly crack the examinations like SSC, CGL, bank. Tag questions are generally used to ask for agreement or to ask a real question. And to know whether it is a real question or agreement, we need to listen to the speaker's tone. So a rising tone at the end of a tag question gives us an idea that he is asking a question. He is asking a real question. Falling tone means that the speaker is looking for an agreement from us. Look at one example. If a tag is asked in a rising tone manner, that is a real question. He is expecting answer from us, he is expecting confirmation from us. Whereas at the end of a statement, if at all his voice is low, that means in a falling tone, if at all he poses the tag, automatically that means that he is expecting agreement from us. That's it. Look at one example so that you will understand. You are going to college, aren't you? When I use raising voice, raising tone while asking a tag, automatically it shows that it is a real question. I am expecting answer from you people. You are going to college, aren't you? That is rising tone. If at all falling tone is there at the end of the statement while asking a tag question, it shows that he is expecting agreement from you. That's it, information from you. You are going to college, aren't you? So he is expecting that it is an agreement. You have to go to college. Just he is seeking agreement from you. So in this manner we can understand whether this particular one is a real question or whether this particular one is only seeking information from us like an agreement. So in fact it is not at all related with our examination point of view, only for the sake of giving an idea what is raising tone question, raising tone tag question and falling tone tag question. I hope you understood question tags, and this is for today, and I am signing off. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell button so that you will get latest updates. Thank you.